Welcome back everybody for another video. Quicker than I thought it was going to be. I managed to acquire a alternative case after the disappointment that was the official Nintendo case. I wanted to check out what else there was on the market. Best Buy had this case and it was $25 plus tax. So let's see how it is. I haven't tried it. I haven't opened it yet. Couple of quick things. It's by Surge. Never heard of this brand. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own money. It's designed for the Switch 2, which is great. It has kind of the same idea of the accent colors, although they're not as accurate. It's fine. I don't really care. What else? It has a hidden pocket for AirTags, which is kind of neat. We'll check that out. It has 12 game spots, not 6, like the official case. And everything else is pretty much just standard. So why don't we get into it? Where do you open this from? Let's see what's going on in here. All right, put that aside. So we've got a two-tone color situation going on here. It's actually kind of nifty. It's not bad. It's pretty stiff. Got a nice amount of rigidity to it. Let's see if the zippers are half decent. Pretty good. No complaints there. It even has a handle strap for, I guess, if you want to swing it around. Let's take a look inside. Nice. Okay, I see what's going on here. So we've got a Velcro clip for, ooh, that's very soft. Very velvety. Quite a bit of padding in there, although it is a interesting shape right now. Maybe it'll flatten out with time. Very soft, velvety kind of fleece inside here. 12 game slots. And I think what's going to work out better, very smooth zipper and a accessory pocket in here, which we'll get to in a second. Also, this is the secret. It looks like it's the secret AirTag pocket. Not bad. I mean, just kind of tucks in there and you don't even notice it's there because it's kind of the same color of the fleece, which is kind of nice. So let's take a look at how the Switch fits inside. So sitting inside the case, the Switch actually sits very snugly, pretty deep inside the case. It's so deep that I'm thinking it might be a little bit difficult to get it out, but we'll find out later. This flap has a really loose hinge here to allow for it to kind of come up and over the screen and protects the screen pretty nice. The only thing I would say is that it's not aligned. It seems to be a little bit more to the left here. So some of the screen on this side is exposed. That's a bit of an unfortunate quality control issue, but I don't know if I would return this case because of that. It's not getting in the way of any of the, the joystick functionality. It's not pushing it aside while it's in the case. So, and it's not at risk of pushing other buttons. So I think I'm going to give them a pass on that one, although I would say I would hope that other cases don't have this problem. And that's pretty nice. There's a decent amount of room in there, and I feel this is pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get those accessories for the Joy-Cons. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. We've got the Joy-Con accessories sitting right here. Let's try them out and see if they'll sit any better in this case than they did in the official case. Lots of room in there. Oh wow, there's so much room in here. It's so much easier to put this in. Just zip that there. It's not really bulging in any specific spot. Maybe a little bit right here, but zero issues. There's enough depth for the accessories to fit without feeling like it's putting pressure on the screen. That was a harder sentence to say than I was hoping. Zip that up. I think this is the one, folks. I have zero complaints about this case. It's cheaper than the official case. It fits more accessories. It fits more game cartridges. Just one thing, if I had to nitpick, and I do, is that it's not easy to pull the Switch out. I think there's a little bit of this you have to find a gap around the edge and then pull it out like this. It would be nice if there was a bit of something to yank on to kind of lift it, because it sits so deeply inside this. But it's really rigid construction, and I think that this is a really good buy. I recommend this. And if you just compare against the official one, again, I mean, I do have a separate video about this case, but you could just see, just by looking inside here, like, what are we dealing with here? This is just kind of I'm not gonna lie, this is just embarrassing for Nintendo to have made this an official accessory versus something like this. This is why third-party accessory makers exist. So I'm happy that this was created, and that's where we are. If you take a look at the case, depth-wise, you could see that there's a substantial difference. Just in terms of dimensions, it is a bit wider, it is a bit taller as well. You can kind of see that from this angle, but it is also significantly deeper. And you can really tell the difference when they're sitting on the table flat like this. And that ultimately is why you're getting a lot more room for accessories inside. But on the other hand, if you take a look at how squeezable the official case is, I'm not sure if that's coming out on video there, but it's quite flexible versus this one, which is, there's a bit of a give in the middle, but the edges are extra, reinforced. So that's another point for the Surge case. Get this case. And it doesn't have to, and doesn't even come with any of the pointless screen protectors that you're not going to use anyways. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.